Today is Sunday, May 16th, about 12:30 p.m. So we're looking at a chart of the S&P 500 cash market. As you can see, this is a monthly chart, 20-year monthly, and as you can see, the last few bars have been pretty much straight up from our lows. And last month, you can see we had this inverted hammer, which is a reversal bar, and then we confirmed it by breaching the lows of that candle. Now, as you can see from a monthly perspective, we have this swing low, then we have a lower swing. We have this swing low, and then we have a lower swing low. Now, that generally shows that we are moving down. And as you can see, this reversal candle did confirm that for us. Now, there's still 2 weeks left in this month. Right? We're only halfway through May. So it's anyone's guess where this big red candle could finish. But as you can see from the get-go, the buyers didn't really have much push because the upper wick is so small, and the sellers have been in control for most of this month. And we are pushing down to these most recent swing lows down here. Another thing to note is that we did manage to breach this upward trend line, and price still remains below that level. Now, another thing we can do is grab our Fibonacci tool and draw from our highs to our lows, right? And as you'll see is that there was some selling pressure at the 50% mark of 11.21, and we had some downward pressure here, but buyers came back up and pushed this back up. Now, the 50 to 61.8 is usually a key reversal zone. You get a lot of reversals in this area. As you can see, that's what we're seeing at this point. So just from the Fibonacci move, the target will be well below our lows. At this point, I think that's unlikely, but it's definitely something to keep in mind when trading. So we grind down to a 5-year weekly chart, get a better idea of what's going on in the price action. We can see that again we have this upward trend line. We have we have this big red bar, and then we have last week's bar. Now this is an inside bar because the highs and lows are inside this bigger bar, right? So generally this could be a potential reversal pattern if we do break the high of this bar. But looking at the bar itself, you can see that the bulls pushed it up, and before the end of the week the sellers pushed it right back down. So this looks more bearish than bullish to my eye. Again, the next logical target for me is these levels down here, which is the most recent swing low. Again, if we grind down further on a daily chart, we can see that just like we predicted, there was some resistance in here, and sellers did manage to push price down. Now, if price does make it up to these levels, 11.81, I will be a seller in here. It looks to me that it's going to be a fairly good risk-to-reward ratio at that point, and bulls are definitely going to struggle if price does manage to get up here. Otherwise, I think there will be some chop through here. As you can see from past history, the last year or so, there's never really been a clean move down. It's always been rather choppy. You had some swings in here before we finally made it down until here. So I think that if we do head down, it won't be a very clean move. It'll probably take a while and kind of grind down slowly. But I do think the damage is done. As you can see, we managed to close a couple of days below this trend line, and then we came back and retested it again. We're below it again. And also note we did manage to breach this support level on the first try. Now, a couple other stocks I want to go over. One being good old gold. As you can see, gold, it's had a nice run. We got out here at 20.5, and it had another up day after that before it's kind of been consolidating. Right? As you can see, the volume was pretty good on the breakout, but this this Friday's candle had pretty big volume on the downside. Now, the way things are looking now, I feel that this is overextended. I would not want to get in on a move right here at this point. So what I'm waiting for is a retracement back to this trend line right here, which point I'd be interested for a long again, or if we manage to sit here for a few more days or perhaps a week and just kind of form a high base, I'd be interested in a breakout of those levels. Okay. One thing I've been seeing on the actual futures, the YG, which is the mini gold futures contract. Again, this is a daily chart looking at the same thing here. We have these highs that we recently breached, but on the hourly, you can see it's showing a little bit of weakness here. And as you can see, we had we still have a series of higher swing highs and swing lows through here, but on a more tighter time frame, you can see that we had a good size sell-off here. And we broke these most recent support level, this most recent swing lows here on a near-term time frame, and we're kind of sitting below that. So if the sellers continue to push this down, I would expect a few levels through here, this one being one of them, 12.14.5, the swing high, and you can see we almost kind of came down and tested that a little bit. And then the other level would be the obvious 1200 even psychological level, and then again this swing low down here. And then after that, entries where I would be comfortable getting in would be these upward trend lines coming through here, as we pointed out on the other chart. So gold's definitely still an uptrend. There's many support levels through here before we can get down to these levels, and we should see price bouncing through there. Now notice one thing, just because we're under these levels on a near-term time frame doesn't mean we'll continue down. Here's a great example right here. We had this good size sell-off. We were below this support level, but buyers managed to push it back up and continue up. So just keep in mind, this is not a good level to be shorting. It's, if you're a long, it's something to keep in mind, to be cautious, but definitely not for a short, because the trend does remain up. Now there's a couple of stocks here I want to go over. One of them is PROT. If we start off with a weekly chart here, we'll go to the 5-year weekly. You can see that recently the stock has been making, made a higher swing low, and we're in the, in the process of making a higher swing high. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, and I'm going to draw in some support levels. So for entries, safe entries, I think would be in this area right here. We managed to break above these levels right here. So I would want to see a retest. Also, we can go ahead and drop in this trend line right here from this low to this swing low. So any kind of move back to the, what is this, 336 area, or a retest of this trend line would be good for a buy. And then in terms of targets, we can just look through here to find resistance levels. So we have a swing low in here. We have a swing high, which would make a very nice target in terms of risk to reward ratio. Also notice one more thing, on the weekly chart, the volume is declining as we grind up, so there's a good chance that we will see some sort of pullback at some point through here. Now if we go to a 2-year daily, pretty much the same levels stand out here. This is a relatively low volume stock, so something to keep in mind. But when a chart sets up, you just kind of take it based on your reward and risk. And if it does manage to come down here, that would definitely be something that I'd be interested in. Another stock I want to go over is EXC. As you can see, we're looking at the 2-year daily chart here, and it kind of speaks for itself from the lines we've drawn in previously. We're definitely below, let's zoom out here for a second again, we're definitely below this support level, which is major support, because we bounced 1, 2, 3, 4 times before we broke it. What is support once broken becomes resistance, as you can see. So we had a couple things coming through here. Let me get rid of a couple lines here. So we had this trend line coming through here, which should be readjusted at this point, and that should be sitting right there now. But as you can see, we came through, we tagged it again, and we continued to push down. We came here, we had a reversal bar, came back and retested this level, and we're continuing down. So my next, next logical place here is really that level down here. As you can see, this stock is in a multi-year downtrend, and so it's continuing that. Nothing really new here. Another level that I think will be support is perhaps this level through here, this swing low, and also maybe this swing low right here. But you can see we tested that, and we did manage to bounce, but it was below that level. So I'm not sure how much the market is respecting this level, but it's something to keep in mind. So PROT is definitely more of a buy than a sell, and EXC looks like more of a sell buy. So that's pretty much it for the weekend wrap up. Hopefully, trading next week should be pretty smooth. Good luck to all of you. If you appreciate this content, feel free to pass the word along. Mugtrading.tk. Thanks a lot for your time.